It was the year 1946, just after the end of the war. In the small, quiet town of Evanston, Illinois, a young nurse named Lillian Hart arrived looking for a fresh start. She took a room at a modest boarding house run by an older woman, Miss Whitaker. Lillian was soft-spoken, always polite, and dressed in crisp white uniforms even on her days off. She worked the night shift at the local hospital, and during the day, the other tenants would see her slip quietly upstairs to her room, room 3B, second floor, middle of the hall. For the most part, she kept to herself. But Miss Whitaker noticed something unusual. In Lillian's room stood a tall wooden dresser with 4 long drawers. Yet, strangely, Lillian only ever opened the top 3. The bottom drawer remained tightly shut. One afternoon, out of curiosity, Miss Whitaker finally asked her, "Lillian, why don't you ever use the last drawer?" The young nurse froze. Then she forced a faint smile and replied, "That one's not for me." At first, Miss Whitaker thought nothing of it. But soon, disturbing things began to happen. In the dead of night, around 3:17 a.m., she would hear a faint knocking, slow, steady, coming from inside Lillian's dresser. Sometimes an unbearable odor drifted from room 3B, a mixture of spoiled meat and withered roses. And then came the night the whole house was awakened by a scream. By the time the other tenants rushed to her door, room 3B was silent. Lillian was gone. No trace of her remained, except the dresser. The police were called. They searched the boarding house top to bottom, but there was nothing unusual, until one officer pulled open the forbidden bottom drawer. He staggered back. Inside lay a stack of old photographs. Each one showed a former tenant of room 3B, men, women, even children, stretching all the way back to 1902. Every single one of them was posed the same way, standing in that very room, their mouths sewn shut. The officer's hands shook as he reached the final photograph. His breath caught in his throat, because staring back at him was himself. Standing in room 3B, eyes wide, lips sealed tight, and before he could react, the drawer slammed shut on its own. The dresser is still there today, in room 3B. Locals whisper that the 4th drawer never opens anymore, because it's already full.